everyone, people that we haven't seen in several years. And it's amazing the amount of stories and good feelings and just good times that everyone has. Sitting with a group of attorneys who've worked with Stanley for many, many years, over the years. And, you know, maybe 30 seconds lapses before there's another story. I got another story, I got a better one, and it's really quite amazing. It seems like Stanley and I have been together and worked together for many, many years, but the truth of the fact is I knew Stanley actually before I even worked with him in a very unique capacity. I was just out of law school, starting practice in landlord-tenant court, and a lot of people in the table in the back, we all started around the same time, and I was representing tenants at that time. Forgive me. It just seems that way. It's a different story for a different time. So that's where my sensibilities came from, and it was a wild time in that courthouse, very unique time, and you know, I was very impressionable, and I would see this gentleman in the corridors of the courthouse routinely, dressed, you know, very well, you know, talking to different attorneys, landlord representatives, obviously, and you know, giving out instructions here, dispatching one there, making sure things were going. I think he was in a nice heavy leather trench coat, I can't remember, but it was just a presence in the hallway, and it was really amazing to see this individual that I kind of had, you know, a sense that this gentleman was really someone who knew what was going on. Several years later, I joined the M.J. Raines organization, and I got to work for the first time with Stanley, and really got to understand, you know, the abilities, the acumen, the style. Okay, maybe not quite the style, but the abilities of someone to marshal a way of doing business that really was unique in our industry. And you know, on a serious side, Stanley, there was no one better at what he did. He knew his business. He expected people to conduct themselves the way he would expect business to be run, and it was a challenge. It was a challenge to meet a standard and a level of excellence for all of us who worked with, represented, had the occasion to just interact on any basis, whatever field you're in this industry. You know, and over the years, getting to know Stanley on a personal level as well as a professional level has been really an honor and a unique experience. Many people don't know, Stanley grew up in a community of Seagate in Brooklyn, where it was a unique place to be. Once we took a ride through there, kind of pointed out things to me, very, very interesting setting. Stanley was, I guess, the youngest, or nearly the youngest of a fairly large family of 5, and was part of that great generation who served in World War II. But grew up, was, many people who were talking in the back, it's true, Stanley was a great track athlete growing up, fleet of foot, and, you know, he was just, you know, all that. And, you know, I was thinking back a little bit, you know, we're here today, 2 great men are retiring this week. One is Pope. And another is Stanley. Now, the true difference is twofold. One is that there's no concave going to be required for Stanley's replacement, because that's just not happening. There is no replacing a person of that caliber. The other thing is that in our case, we have a saint in our room and in our midst. Stanley's wife, Simone. All this time, all these years, you got to be a little bit of a saint, right? And her family family is here, her sister, her son, their son, Robert you met, his nephew, and I didn't, we met in-laws, and so it's a family affair. It's a group of people who have a lot of love, respect, appreciation. Now, Robert runs a terrific restaurant, a very fine French establishment. Simone's sister, Michelle, her husband, started a restaurant, and so Stanley is very proud to tell everyone of this fantastic French restaurant, and he really loves his cuisine and things of that sort. However, Stanley has his real roots, and I want to make sure that Robert knows what those roots are. So a couple of things here. First of all, I heard someone mention Heinz, who was a terrific character in Stanley's life. So in honor of Mr. Heinz and all the Heinz, there'll be a can of Heinz beans to be served later on. But there is more. So I'm going to give this goodie bag to Robert, so that the next time Stanley goes to the Crémaillère as a French restaurant, a couple of things, right? When Stanley orders beef bourguignon, really what he means is, where are my international? Make sure he's serving about Stanley and his roots, okay? So when he asks for his Dover sole, okay, there is the gefilte fish. And it would not be anything without but the last thing about Stanley you have to know is he is really a Brooklyn boy at his heart. And he is the heart and soul in many ways of our organization, and will always be that. For the many years that I've worked together with him, it's really been an honor and a pleasure. But nothing would be nothing without some Nathan's mustard. Because we always remember where he came from. It's always Brooklyn.